Okay, we'll do a quick little run through of how to set up your adtrackz. First of all, you're going to go open your browser and go to the link that I sent you, either in Skype or in the email. It'll have the link and your login information. So I've already gone to the link. I've entered in your username and your password, and we're going to go ahead and log in. Okay, now that we've logged in, you're going to see this at first. Okay, I'll go over what this stuff is, but first of all, what we need to do is there's a snippet of code that we've got to add on one of your pages to enable adtrackz to work. So to get that code, what we're going to do is we're going to go over here and we're going to go to track conversions. Okay, when we get to track conversions, it's going to tell you all this good stuff, and in here we're going to do this later, but that will require making changes to your pages, so they use PHP in them, and it's really simple. We'll add a snippet of code to it, and we will change the name from HTML to a .php. But for now, we'll just leave it as is. So what we want to do is we want to generate conversion tracking code for an action or sale, and in our case, we're not tracking sales, we're tracking actions. So we're just going to go to continue. Okay, now that it's here, we just got to fill out these three little pieces of information. The first one is your product ID. Your product ID always needs to be a number. It really should be a number to eliminate any confusion within the tracker. Okay, so I don't know if you remember, but on your Facebook squeeze page, we used a 01 in the beginning of it. So we'll use that 01 here as our product ID. Okay, and then our product name, we're just going to call it, it'll be a Facebook SP1, and we will make Facebook squeeze page 1, and maybe we'll make a squeeze page 2 or something like that later, where, like, say 1 is the one that you've got now, and 2, the squeeze page 2, we could make it where instead of asking for a first name and an email address, we could ask for just the email address or something. We might want to make that change later. So for the description, we'll just call it the same thing, Facebook squeeze page 1. Okay, now we're just going to go to generate our conversion tracking code. Okay, now that it got our code right here, this code right here, we just need to grab that, all of it, and so we'll grab all of that, and we'll copy that, and then we will go to your Fire FTP, okay, and we're working right now on the Facebook Fortune one, right? Okay, so we're going to go into your check email, because that's what we want to do. Every time somebody opts in, we need to know that somebody clicked the link, and we want to know that they opted in. So to know that they opt in, if they go to your check email page, if they go here, if they get to this, if they get to that, we know that they have, in fact, gone they have opted in on your list. So we'll just close that page. Okay, so now we need to open this. We'll open it with front page. Okay, now that I've got it open in front page, let me make front page so you can see it. Okay. Okay, so there we are in front page. So up in here, after the head, I need to double check this where it goes, but for now I'm just going to say it goes after the head and before the body. We're just going to go here and we're going to paste that in. Okay, there's the code that we got from that. Okay, so now that we've pasted that in there, all we got to do is save it. Okay, and then we're done with front page now for a minute. Okay, and we're done with Fire FTP. So now we're back in here. Okay, so now what we want to do is we can look at our statistics overview. Okay, and as you can tell, we have none. You know, we don't have any campaigns set up. So now what we need to do is we need to add a new campaign. Okay, so we'll just go there, add a new campaign. Now, you can do this part any way you want, but I really suggest my naming method. Okay, and what I'll do is well, wait. Let's back up a minute. Let's go to campaign groups. Before we do that, let's make a couple new groups, and let's name a group, and let's call it swaps. Okay, and we'll make another group, and we'll call it solos bot. We'll add more later, but and then let's do a solos sold. Okay, okay. So we got those groups. Let's add another one. Let's add a giveaways, because you might want to get involved in some giveaways. Okay, so that's good enough. Okay, so now, let's make one more. Let's make we always need a test group. Okay, so, now we've done that. Alright, so now we'll go to add a new campaign. And let's just call this one, the way I do it is I always start with the date, the month and the day. So today's the 14th, so let's call it 0814. And let's just call it, since we're just doing a test, let's just call it test. Right here is where I will put whoever the person is I'm doing the solo for, or a swap with, or whatever. I use their initials here, but since this is a test, let's just call it test. And then I put the number of clicks. So on here, let's just say it's gonna be 100 clicks. And then at the end of it, I always put whether it's clicks coming in, clicks going out, or if it's clicks coming in from a giveaway or an event or something like that, then I put that at the end. So in this case, we're just testing the incoming clicks, so let's just put in there. If this was a swap that I was doing for somebody, I would put 0814, I would put their initials, I would put the number of clicks, and then I would make two campaigns that are almost identical, other than the name, they are identical. One is for your incoming clicks, one is for your outgoing clicks. The name would be the same, except one would say in on the end, and the other would say out on the end. If it was for an event, I would call it in and then put an E after it, so I would know that that was clicks coming from an event, a mini event. Okay, so now for the URL, what we want to do, where we're the URL that we're tracking the clicks to, we want to know how many. We want to know when somebody goes to your Facebook squeeze page. Okay, so for me, I'll just go back into here, and I will get this index file. That's the one we want to track the clicks that go to that. Okay, so we'll just copy that URL. Okay, and then we'll go back to here, and right here for the URL, we'll just paste that in there. Okay, so there it is. Okay, and then we in this one here, if it was whichever one of these apply, if it was for a swap, you would put swap there, or if it was a solo you bought, you would put that in that group. So this, we're just doing a test to make sure everything works. So we'll put it in the test group, and we always want to do this. If it is clicks that are going out, if you're sending clicks for someone, for a swap that you're doing, you can't track the actions or anything. The only thing you can track is the clicks that you send. So you would put that on clicks only. In this case, we want to track clicks and actions or opt-ins that are coming in. So we would put that on clicks and actions. Okay? And then down here, we would put the date that it's scheduled to start. Like in our case, we're going to start it today. And down here, I always put a description of it. And I do it like this, and I suggest you do something similar. So I always started out with the number of clicks, and we made this one here. We said it was going to be 100 clicks. Okay, so it was 100 click, and then I would say whether it was a swap or a solo bought or a solo sold. Whoops. Or in this case, we're just going. This is just a test, so I'll just put it that it's a test, and then I put w/ meaning with who. Now I would put the person's name. So for now, we'll just say myself for this because it's just a test. But I would put the person's name that I am doing that swap with, or bought a solo from, or sold a solo to, or whatever. Their name would go there, and then I always put the date in this format. Okay, that's the date. Okay, so then everything, look it over, make sure that the most important things that you want to look at right here, make sure that link is correct, and put it in the right group. The group can be changed. All of this can be changed later, but that's bad practice. You need to get it right to start with. Okay, so we're doing we're putting it in the test group, and we want to track how many people click it and how many people opt in. So we're going to put that on clicks and actions, and then we set the start date. This can be changed, and it's not of high importance, but there is some real value to this, and there's some real value to this. I'll show you that later. Okay, anyway, so now we say all of that's correct. Okay, so right there, now it created this link. Right here, of course it's broken into 2 pages because I got this narrowed down, but anyway, right there is that link. Okay, that is the link that you are going to give to someone, in this case, because this is incoming click. So now you're doing a swap with somebody. That is the link that you're going to give to them to use along with your swipe. Okay, so now we can click on this link, and we will see that, boom, it went to your Facebook. That's where it goes. So now let's let's opt in. Or no, for now let's don't. Let's just go. Let's just go back where we were. Let's just go back to here. Okay, and now if we go, because that's done, we could add another one, right here. But for now, let's just do it. So now if we go to Statistics Overview, we will see that campaign, we just got one click from it, okay? All of this, I'm going to show you this because we don't need to see all of that. We'll change all that, but I'll show you that in a minute. Okay, so, and then we can click on this, and it'll show you us the details of it. All these statistics and everything about it, and here's that link, okay? That's the URL that tracking link is attached to. So, okay, so we're all good there. Let's go back to statistics. Now let's go back to that Facebook page, your squeeze page, and let's just sign in as Joe. And your best email, I got to use one that we haven't used yet. Let's try. I'm gonna. This is going to show up on your AWeber, by the way, but we'll take it out. I'm going to unsubscribe from it or delete myself from it when we're done. But for test purposes, let's just do that. Okay, so now we gave a name. Let's use my real name. Okay. Let's just test. We're going to kill it when we're done. Okay, so now we're going to click that. Okay, you can see we went to that page there, which is going to take us to your one-time offer probably. Yeah. Okay.
You can laugh at money worries if you follow the...
Let's just close that. We'll leave that page. Now, if we go back to Statistics Overview, boom, you can see that we had one raw click, one unique click, and one action. The action is an opt-in. Okay, so let's change this stuff a little bit. What we see, we don't need to see all of this stuff. So let's just go to where's it at? I forget. Manual. Change preferences. Let's go to change our preferences. We always want to see the raw clicks. We always want to see the unique clicks, and we want to see the actions. We don't worry about sales and blah 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 and all this. We could let's take all this off. Profit. There's one that I like to use. Where's it at? Cost per click. Cost per action, cost per sale, clicks to actions. We can go ahead and turn this on, and this will show us our percentage, our conversion rate. Okay, so that's all set. Okay, and we don't need to mess with none of that. So we'll go to save the changes, and let's go back to our statistics. Now that's all. We got rid of all that garbage, and all we see is that. Okay, and it shows that our click to action, which is actually our conversion rate, is 100% because we got one unique click, and that. Okay, so that's it. That's basically all we need to do for now. All right. I hope you can figure that out. Work on it a little bit. Mess around with it. Make a couple different test campaigns, or at the same time, you could change this test right here where, whoops, we can't change it there. Our destination URL, I don't think we can change it there, no, because we can't save those changes. So to change that, like let's say we wanted to change that for some reason, like maybe we were sending it to a squeeze page that asked for a first name and an email, and maybe we had another squeeze page, the same squeeze page, that only asked for an email without the first name, for example. Okay, so maybe we would want to change that. to change that, what we would do is we'd go to manage a single campaign, and right here we put in the name. This here will have a list of all of your campaigns. Okay, eventually, as you add campaigns, there'll be a list, and this is why I suggest using this as the date, because that way this list will be in order by date, and then so you'll be able to find your specific campaigns, you know, from old news. Another thing, never delete a campaign. Always just leave them in there. Okay, so we want to edit that campaign. Okay, so we would go to put that on edit. We have these other options, like we could reset the hits, and if I went to reset and I click modify campaign, over in our statistics right now it shows one raw click, one unique click, and one opt-in. If I set on reset hits, that'll be all back to zeros again. Okay, which I normally don't do that, but there are cases that you will want to do it, and I'll tell you about that later on. So let's just go to edit that campaign. So edit that campaign. Let's say we had another squeeze page we wanted to use, and say we called it index 1 or whatever. All we would have to do is put that index 1 right there. Now it would be tracking, and then leave everything else alone unless this stuff in fact needed to change. You could change anything about it, and then we would just save those changes. Now if we go back to our statistics and we look at this campaign, now you will see that down here, boom, it's looking at index 1 instead of index. Okay, so let's go back and change that back, and then that's going to be that's what we want to do. And so we want to modify that campaign, and we will take that 1 out of here. Okay, I'll get more into why you would use different ones. Okay, let's save that, and that's pretty much it. Okay, you need to mess with this a little bit. You got any questions, you know you can always ask me. Okay, bye.